Hiya, lovely human. It's been 6 months and 2 days since my autism diagnosis, and 2 years and 11 months and 25 days since I was diagnosed with ADHD. Other than extensive reports detailing in great depth all the ways I am and always have been a neurospicy badass, neither of these assessments are followed up with any support or guidance. I very much stumbled out of my assessments, freshly diagnosed, with the rest of my life looming ahead of me, thinking, well, what the happens now? The answer I soon discovered is nothing. Nothing happens. These questions that have plagued you relentlessly your whole life, such as, why can't I do that speaking? Why do I lose everything? Why can't I be more organised? And maybe the most pressing question of all, why do I know with painful awareness when one sock is 1 centimetre lower than the other? You finally have an answer, but you discover that having an answer doesn't change any of your challenges. The answer isn't the solution. I think the hardest bit for me was coming to the crushing realisation that I would not just grow out of it, as I always believed I would. I'm never going to wake up one day as this adult that turns up on time to every appointment, knows where their keys and phone are at all times, always pays their bills on time, always understands when someone is being sarcastic, or what they want me to do, even when they haven't specifically asked me to do that thing, and can just do a task when they want to do it. In other words, I'm never going to be someone who leaves those challenges in the past once I become a proper grown-up. The exact criteria for proper grown-up is an indeterminable age and life experience level I remain unsure of. An age which seems to mysteriously get pushed back a couple years every time my birthday swings around. Right now I'd say it's about 38 years old. Something which has helped me on my post-diagnosis journey is understanding that I'm not the problem, as I had always believed. The reason I struggle to be understood is not because I'm not communicating well enough. The reason I struggle to do basic tasks and chores is not because I'm lazy. I'm not disorganised because I don't care enough, or I haven't found the perfect planner. I'm in a world that isn't designed for people like me, and it is one which is created to hinder, not help. Discovering that the opposite of disabled is enabled, not abled, as I'd always thought, gave me some much needed perspective. I found myself wondering, if I'm not the problem and it's the environment that is, how can I create an environment that enables me? Let me tell you about my pottery studio. My pottery studio is wooden and handmade. It has a wedging table and lots of clay storage. It has a clay recycling station, lots of storage for my pieces, although my shelves are rather empty at the moment as I'm currently firing my pots. Ponyo, my pottery wheel, and a workspace for coming up with designs, hand building and painting my pots, which I thought up in a dream actually. When I was thinking about how to create an enabling environment, I realised I already have an environment like that, my pottery studio. So then I asked myself, why is my studio my safe space? After pondering this question for far too long, I finally realised it came down to just 4 simple factors. My studio is small and easy to clean, everything has a place, it's where I get to engage in my special interest, and it is a solo space. My pottery studio is one of the few places I am free of the burden of being perceived, something which can feel heavy for all of us from time to time, but it's something I find particularly challenging as a high-masking autistic person. My autism diagnosis is still very fresh, but I have already learnt a few things about myself which are helping. If I don't make time to engage in my special interest, I get depressed. I honestly believe special interests are, for most autistic people, our lifeblood. My special interest brings me so much deep, heartfelt joy in my life, but also gives me a sense of purpose and meaning. I've also discovered that I need breaks from being perceived by others, so I can enjoy being with people when I am. In other words, masking is exhausting. And when you are late diagnosed like me, it can be very hard to work out where the mask ends and you begin, because you've worn it for so long it feels like it has become a part of you. But I'm lucky because I have a safe space, my studio, a sanctuary in which I can relax and be completely, unapologetically and authentically myself, something I feel is essential for a creative workspace. I do hope that one day I will feel comfortable unmasking in more places, but for now I will be forever grateful for this one.